Hello, everyone. My name is Diana, and my partner's name is Jocelyn. Today, we are going to present the invertebrate Xenacoelomorpha. So just to give you a little outline of what we are going to talk about today, we're going to talk about the phylum Xenacoelomorpha, and we are also going to talk about two subphylums, which are Xenacoelomorpha, and the second subphylum is Xenacoelomorpha. We are also going to talk about two different classes. The first class is Acelia, and the second class is Nematodermatida. If you look to the right, you can see a little bit more the subphylums and the classes that we are going to explain to you today. To start off, I am going to talk about the subphylum, the phylum, Xenacoelomorpha. The subphylum Xenacoelomorpha would mostly be found in seawater, and they are bilateral invertebrates, which means that it has symmetry all around, and they have mirror images when they are split in half. This phylum is also triploblastic, which means that they have 3 germ tissue layers, and they also lack a coelomic cavity surrounding the gut. Compared to other invertebrates, they do not align strongly with protosomes and deuterosomes. And if you look to your right, you get a better picture of what the phylums, a general idea of what the phylum Xenacoelomorpha looks like. To continue these features, some other common features are that they are soft body and dorsoventrically flattened. Something that is very unique about this specific phylum is that they have an epidermis with unique post cilia bodies, and the cilia of the epidermis has a distinctive arrangement of microfilaments. It has an incomplete gut, which means it lacks an anus. It also lacks discrete organs, which we will go more into depth when we look at the subphylums and classes in the presentation. What we are going to talk about next are the subphylums Acelia and the other subphylum Xenacoelomorpha. So the first phylum that we are going to talk about is called Acelia-morpha. And it has about 350 species. Most of the Acelia-morpha are free living, but there are also some that are symbiotic and others that are parasitic. They are also ciliated epidermis. Some have a sac-like gut, while others entirely lack a digestive cavity. So when they have food particles, it enters through the mouth and it moves all the way down into a tissue mass derived from endoderm. They also have a radial arrangement of nerves in their body instead of a ladder-like pattern that you see in flatworms. At last, they are mostly simultaneous hermaphrodites. For this one, I also didn't include a picture because it was hard to find, but the slide before gave you a general idea of what all the phylums or subphylums look like.
So my name is Jocelyn. I'm going to go ahead and take over the next subphylum, and I'm going to go over as well the 2 classes for this phylum. So the subphylum Xenacoelomorpha is a free-living marine creature that is from length up to 4 centimeters long. These are delicate ciliated worms with a simple-bodied plant. They use statocysts for orientation, and one of the special characteristics for these subphylums is that they are recognizable for the body furrows, horizontal furrows, and ring furrows. The furrows containing what has been interpreted as high concentration of sensory cells. They also lack complete gut, organized gondas, excretory structure, coelomate cavities, or a well-developed brain. This subphylum has a circulatory and longitudinal muscle mid-ventral from the mouth. As you can see right here on the slide, I included an image from Earthling Nature, and you can see it also has a kind of like a hump-like on the subphylum. Next is your class Acelia. This one is 1 millimeter up to 1 centimeter long, no longer than that. These are found in the marine or brackish water, and they are sediment or surface dwelling worms. This class lacks a distinct internal body cavity, which is a phylumate, and they also lack a structural gut, and instead possess a multinucleated mass that phagocysts ingested food particles. They usually live in the gut of other animals that often have symbiotic bacteria inhibiting their epidermis. They also have a direct development with no larval form. For this one, I also included an image where you can see the anterior cyst only containing one cytoslit, and then it also has a biflagella sperm with flagella whose axons are incorporated into the sperm cells. Next is the class Nematorodermatida. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. These are marine worms. These were originally found in the Swedish coast. They are free-living, usually found in fine sand, mud, or gravel. They also range from 1 millimeter to 1 centimeter, as well as the other class, and they are leaf-shaped or narrow and elongated. Wish I could have shown you guys a picture, but it was really hard to find one online. But their body is covered with locomotory cilia and are easily recognizable by their anterior cysts containing two cytoslits in separate chambers. The epidermal cells of this class lacks a true basal lamina, but are connected to underlying muscle cells. So that's the end of the phylum. So we went over the phylum, the two subphylums, and the two classes that fall under this phylum. Now we're going to go over two questions that hopefully you guys understood our presentation, and then you guys can get a gist of what we went over. Sorry, we included the answers, but the first question is, how are the Nematodermata most recognizable? So without looking at the answer, I'm gonna give you guys like 3 seconds to kind of guess that. And the answer for that one would be, they are most recognizable by the anterior cysts containing two cytoslits in the separate chambers. And then Diana's gonna take it from here.
So the second question that we have for you guys is, what type of blastopore development strongly occurs in the phylum Xenacoelomorpha? So for these, you have 4 different options. You have A, protostomes, B, deuterostomes, C, both occur strongly, and lastly, D, not aligned strongly with either. And then the answer to this question is D. They do not align strongly with either.
So here we included the reference from the book that Professor Morris provided to us. And yeah, that's about everything about this phylum. And thank you so much for watching our presentation.
Yes, we greatly appreciate it.